Hello. So yeah, bit of a short. Let me see the volume. Should be all right. It will be a bit of a shorter stream today. I wasn't going to stream today, but my D&D game got delayed, so might as well. Oops, wrong layer. So yeah, I wanted to do a little piece here with Doom Guy. I was working on this, not on stream, because I thought I wouldn't be able to have chat. So I already started. I put a lot of work in the helmet, which is kind of complicated. So I want to get that done. Did it in its own layer. But now I'm looking at the rest here. The body will be more simplified since it's chibi. But yeah, personally, like kind of the joke, I just posted the announcement on Twitter, which will kind of imply, like, presumably people will assume that I'm drawing Sora, but I'm actually drawing Doom Guy. I'm kind of indifferent towards Kingdom Hearts. Never really got into it. Actually, the one that I really liked was Chain of Memories for the GBA when I first played it. But then I played the original one for PlayStation 2, and I couldn't really get into it. Hello, what's up, Dead Wolf? Yeah, drawing Doom Guy real quick. I'll try to get it done today. Didn't get that much time to art. But you know, it's not going to be like a super detailed piece. It's going to be more of a fun thing. So yeah, I'm going to sketch out the general thing. Like, my idea was to have another Doom Guy. I was really happy to see you got a little Smash Love. Yeah, I mean, he was one of my top characters that I would have liked to have in the roster itself, but at least he got the costume, so that's something. So he's just gonna have to be Tiny Doom Guy. Because I thought he would be really great, you know. He's kind of the series that popularized first-person shooters. Like, Sakurai says it was the origination of first-person shooters in the trailer, but I guess that's technically Wolfenstein 3D. But Doom Guy is cooler. Maybe next time if there is one. I can't imagine why, like, presumably at some point, if the world doesn't end, there's going to be a next Smash Bros. I don't know how they'll even get started with that. Now, how do you even justify a new Smash Bros, like, starting from the beginning with a new game, and this one already, like, grew so large? I think they said, like Sakurai said when Ultimate was announced, that, like, this time they were adding everyone back, but if there was ever another one, you know, they wouldn't be able to do that, which I kind of get. But it's gonna be tough to top. Like, they had to really change it to even justify it as a new game, and this one is already, like, it grew so large over time. I like Doom Guy as a rap way more over Master Chief. BJ Blazkowicz is cool, but yeah, Slayer is better. Yeah, I like him better. Like, he has a really cool look. And I don't know, Doom's just kind of more iconic than Wolf. Like, Wolf had, like, the first game was kind of relevant, but after that, I don't see people, you know, caring too much. And Doom just had, like, a renaissance in 2016. Like, it became a relevant series again. So I feel like it would be the best representative. Well, a new console is likely to bring a new game with or without Sakurai. Yeah, probably. Hello, Blargen. What's up? Yeah, I figured they'd probably do a new game, but it would be tough for it to like surpass Ultimate, because you know the starting point you'd have to feel as an upgrade over this game that has just so much in it. I feel like they'd want probably to switch up the gameplay a little to at least, you know, differentiate it. I feel like Nintendo would just put Ultimate when they release a new console. Yeah, they could just do that. Like nowadays, graphics are good enough that you can pretty much just scale up the rendering resolution, you know, and just keep kind of upgrading game without having to redo the engine from the beginning. No one talks about the first Wolfenstein, and they talk about 3D Return to Castle Wolfenstein and the new trilogy. Yeah, I've never played like the first Wolfenstein. Like my computers at school when I was a kid had the original Wolfenstein. I didn't even know they were called Wolfenstein. We just called them Wolf because that's what the .exe file was called. They don't talk about Wolfenstein 2009 either. Yeah, I don't even know like when each game came out, but I didn't play the new stuff. So okay, let me refocus. I'm just kind of drawing nothing. Kind of tricky to draw a character relative to another one when you have like where they're supposed to connect and stuff. But yeah, I'd have like Doom Guy. Otherwise, I was kind of out of ideas, you know. There are so many characters in Ultimate that I really have to like struggle to think of characters, like plausible characters that I would enjoy, you know, that I would want there. It's already pretty complete. Like there are choices that I don't necessarily agree with. I think there's probably a couple too many. As much as I like Fire Emblem, I do think there's probably a couple too many. Sephiroth, in addition to Cloud, didn't feel like a great idea. You know, even if you want to stick to Final Fantasy, there's so much to draw from. I don't know why they had two characters from the same game. But yeah. I'm kind of struggling here to make things click. Such a weird angle that I decided to go for. Just erasing everything a million times. Because the music's a little low now. Quest Boy, what's up? Yeah, small Doom guy, let's go. So excited about him being in Smash. Yeah, I kind of hoped that he would be like added, but this is still cool, and he's cute as a little guy. Sorry, I missed a bunch. I was hoping Dark Souls rap, and it seems like one of the Mario, like one when Mario was walking up to the small flame in the trailer. Oh, I get it. Yeah. Yeah, Dark Souls didn't even get like a costume. They could have gotten like that one more iconic costume set from the original Dark Souls as like a me sword fighter thing. But yeah. Except for Sora though, yeah, like I don't think it's a bad character at all. It's just not a series that I care much about, so I'm not like super hyped. Characters I would like are Metal Slug Crew. Oh, that's actually good, really good. That's actually cool, because you could have one character and have it be all of them, and there's no SNK characters. Oh no, there is Terry. But still. Jill Valentine. Oh yeah, Leon was another character. Either Leon or Jill were characters that I would have liked to have. I'd kind of default to Leon just because that's like my first Resident Evil was 2 and my second one was 4, so that's kind of the character that I associate more. And also I still feel like 4 is the best game in the series that I've played. I actually haven't played the remakes. Ruby Heart, not sure. Is that like from Ruby? Crash Bandicoot, I'm kind of indifferent with Crash, but okay. Doom Slayer, of course. And Philia like from Skullgirls. That's the only Philia I can think of. Doom Slayer making an American Mega Man box art pose. I guess, yeah. But he's just supposed to be really angry. He's also going to be like covered in blood. And then Sam is going to be patting him. What's up, Oleg? Yeah, Metal Slug is actually a really good one. I'm going to have to pull up a reference for Other M Samus, because it's like I never use it as a base. Not my favorite version of the armor. But right now we're just getting like where everything is because I'm doing a weird pose. Rest place is just really wrong. So this is the general idea here. Now I'll polish it a little bit, actually looking at Samus's design in Ultimate. Ruby Heart's the pirate from Marvel's Capcom 2, right? You had mentioned her before. I would have her as a censored crossover rap, similar to how Sora doesn't show any Disney stuff. Yeah. Minus the Kiss Genius. Any affiliate from Skullgirls. Her stage could have been her pirate ship. Yeah, that's cool. Like how it's turning out already, it's pretty funny. Thanks. Yeah, let me pull up Samus from Smash 4. Samus Smash Ultimate. Wonder how many people is mad about Sora versus people who are very happy. I mean, apparently he was the most requested character for Smash 4, right? So it's probably a lot of people happy about it. But considering that this is the last one, so you know, everybody who was really hoping for one character or another, you know, just lost their hopes. So it's probably some saltiness from that. You know, I actually made a Doom guy mistake based on his face art in 1 and 2. I guess I can just pop him in that costume. I don't get it. There are no characters that would have made everybody happy. Yeah, absolutely. Some jerk at my work yesterday was saying that he'd smash his Switch if Sora gets in. I hope it follows through, yeah. Seriously, why would people be like so... Like, I don't get it. Like, I never get people getting angry over stuff. But on that poll years ago, they said that Bayonetta won. Did Nintendo lie? Lol. Did they? I don't know. Think I need... Oh, mistake. Now I get it. Yeah. Yeah, you can just give him the costume and he'll be totally accurate. Actually, I'm going to put her knee kind of in front of the arm cannon here. The knee spike thing. It's very angular in this design. Anyway, everyone is in Smash in some form, Spirit, Assist Trophy, etc. except Crash. Yeah, like I was saying before, like, there are so many characters in Smash that I actually kind of struggle to think of good ideas. So I really don't think there's much room to complain at this point. Tell me if the music ever gets a bit loud. Because Doom music, you know, it's not like relaxing low beat. Doom music to relax and study is probably not a thing, you know. I should invert it while I'm drawing this so I can look at how it looks. Get some fresh eyes here. It's a really good soundtrack, but it's very action. I probably wouldn't happen, but I think first party Sony rap like Sweet Tooth or Sackboy or Kratos would be cool. All the characters people associate with Sony in Smash aren't really Sony. I mean, yeah, does Sony... I'm sure they have some kind of game studio, but I don't even know like a game that was made by Sony. Like Crash used to be really associated with the PlayStation. That's kind of PlayStation Mario in the PS1 era. I never really got into Crash, even though I had a PlayStation. I had it like after the N64, like we bought it when it was already really cheap. I think I'll have to do this in a kind of sketchy style if I want to have any hope of just posting it today. This is almost more a joke post than like an art thing. So let's see if we can pick this up. The reference I'm using is not really letting me see the breastplate. Oh, someone modded, I just scrolled down and someone modded Metroid Prime 2 and 3 Samus onto Smash Ultimate. Looks better. But the bones aren't really working 100%. Junkyard Wolf, what's up? Hey, Sony has tons of stuff. They got Astro, I don't really know what that is. Parappa, I remember Parappa from when I was like a kid. I don't even remember how the game plays, but like my cousin had it. At least Snake and Cloud are in. That's the closest thing to Sonic exclusive. Yeah, but those... What's up, Junkyard? I still have to lower the volume for that. Sorry about that to people with headphones. What was I saying? Snake, like both Metal Gear Solid and Final Fantasy VII came out for PC at the same time as they came out for... I think... Wait, did MGS come out? At least MGS 2 came out for PC. But Final Fantasy VII came out like simultaneously, I think, for PC and PS1. So not much of a thing. Question, did I miss your drawing the last Persona artwork? So no problem. It's my bad, I have to, you know, mix those volumes better. I only started it on stream. After that, I wasn't getting that much time, you know, in one sitting to draw, but I wanted to get it done as fast as I could because I said I would do it at, you know, 10k. So both for, you know, efficiency and because I couldn't get it in one sitting, I just didn't manage to do anything other than like that early bit on stream. So there will be a VOD of me working like early on it, but it's really not that much. It's kind of a shorter stream, just because I wanted to do something. So yeah, I'm kind of feeling really clumsy today. Like stuff isn't coming out very well here. I've decided to do it really dirty, just to kind of polish up the sketch layer until it looks okay. But it's not working out for me. No, this doesn't exist here. Alright. Okay. Yeah. I'll probably reopen commissions soon. I feel like it'll probably like the load, like my workload will probably be more manageable now, and I'm done with the Smash thing, so I'll finally reopen commissions. Oh boy, it's already Smash. I can't wait for a lot of explanation for every single out costume mirror match in the game. I don't know, I'm assuming that's like a Kingdom Hearts joke, but I didn't play enough Kingdom Hearts to get that. I actually saw once a video from Barry, I think it's Barry Kramer, the name, the guy who was like, used to be editor for Game Grumps. He did a video like explaining all the lore for Kingdom Hearts, and like I watched it and I have returned to knowing nothing about Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, the joke Kingdom Hearts has a really complicated story. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know, it's really absurd. Like I really only played Chain of Memories all the way to the end. And that kind of works in a self-contained way because like Sora doesn't remember anything, so you know, whatever. You can follow the plot because he doesn't know anything either. But then I started the first game and it just kind of bored me because, you know, there's a preferences thing, you know. If you've seen the stream, you probably know I'm not that into like really dialogue heavy games. So Kingdom Hearts was very much not for me. I like super JRPG type stories, you know, like stereotypical kind of tone of JRPGs, and Kingdom Hearts is very much in that style. You know, with like the really big, abstract, magical concepts that get described in extreme detail. But yeah, I watched the video explaining that, you know, I kind of watched it on background, so I wasn't like totally focused, but for a few minutes there I kinda knew what happens in Kingdom Hearts, but it has completely escaped my memory. How ironic. I have nostalgia for playing Kingdom Hearts as a kid, but I haven't played most games or been interested in a long while. Yeah, I kind of get it. I've heard from people kind of my age who said that they liked it back in the day, but lost interest. Like in the time between 2 and 3, like there was a lot of time. I feel like Kingdom Hearts lost a lot of people who just weren't in that mood for that kind of stuff. Also, sometimes when you're younger, you just have more time. Like, I appreciated games being really long way more when I was a kid because you have more time and less money, and when you are an adult, you have more money and less time. So, you can, buy more games that aren't kind of slow paced. This volume in this compilation is probably like the most inconsistent we've ever put here. I'm just going to put something else random. So yeah. So now I have a bunch of games on Steam that I've bought for basically nothing because also like when I was a kid in Brazil, that was like pirating for everything. Nobody bought games. It was all pirated because the games were way too expensive, and pirating, security wasn't very good. So SNES, Mega Drive, PlayStation 1 and 2, people just pirated everything. Like we'd buy them from, I don't know what the term would be, but stores of pirated games, because that was before like people burned their own CDs and stuff. But nowadays you can't really. Like the Xbox 360 was the last console that was like pretty widely pirated. Probably after that, security just gets better and better, and everything connects to the internet. So even if you jailbreak your console, it's like you're only going to be able to play stuff from before you did it, But like PC games actually scale, like digital copies of PC games actually scale nowadays to our income. So Steam is really affordable. Like literally Steam games, I usually buy like games that are a little bit older, like 5 years old or something. At most they're going to cost 1/10 of like a Switch game or a PS5 game. The Switch is like the worst. By the way, Dead Wolf, if you're still there, can I talk about the thing that we talked about yesterday? Or just like on a related topic, but I wanna get permission first. I did the helmet so carefully that it's going to be like a different art style from the rest. Because the rest is all like sketchy and dirty, and the helmet's like all polished and nice. Doom Guy's helmet, not Samus's. I wonder if anybody clicked in yet thinking it was Sora and then just went away. Oh, sorry, I skipped another thing. I remember loving the story as a teenager, thinking that's very deep and emotional, but now it's very juvenile and over dramatic for the simplest emotions, but I think that's why teenagers like and relate to Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, I feel like that's true for a lot of JRPGs and anime. They're very melodramatic and that connects with teenagers. Like, your feelings are kind of very strong when you're a teenager, but you also don't understand feelings that deeply. So simple feelings expressed very strongly are kind of cathartic. You kind of relate to it and it helps, get stuff out. So that's valid, games can be for teenagers. And adults can be like, okay, this is just not for me, not the target demographic. By the way, I looked in the VOD for the Metric Text game. There's a moment when you are next to a hidden room and it looks like a period in the text is blue. It might have been a clickable link. Ooh, that's so odd. Maybe that's how they translated some kind of mechanic that didn't really work in the, because you can't have clickable dots in a book, so maybe that's how they converted some other mechanic from the book. I'll have to look into it. I haven't had a chance. I was going to explore a little bit off stream, try to figure out the place to go next. Haven't really gotten a chance. But yeah, thanks for the tip. I think I actually have about an hour here. I feel like I can polish this into something presentable. I always take longer, I don't want to say anything guaranteed, because I continuously overestimate my ability to draw fast on stream. I say, no, it's fine, I can finish this, and then I absolutely cannot. I was really surprised playing Pokemon especially, how much slower time goes by playing games as opposed to drawing. Drawing is just really time consuming. This song, yeah, Sticker Burst Symphony, is a classic. I think it is, right? Or is this the underwater one? Now I just started paying attention to it. No, this is the water one, which I think is just called Water Ambiance. Yeah, it's definitely the water one. To be fair, I still like that sometimes I don't understand shit about some matters and have very one-dimensional thoughts and reactions over some feelings. Well, that's very self-aware at least. But yeah, I don't know. I think just the difference in time between when I played Chain of Memories and then when I played the first one might have been enough for me to kind of not engage with it anymore. But I do think Chain of Memories is a lot more succinct with the story parts, because it doesn't really have cutscenes, so you can't drag on that long. and I think it has kind of a simpler story. But I also really like the mechanics. I remember people being annoyed at the thing that you use. Basically, you have a deck of cards that you added, and every action, including like just your simple Keyblade swing, uses up a card, and there's a whole system where it can be higher or lower value, and if it's lower value than the card the enemy is playing, it stuns you, and vice versa. I really enjoyed that actually. And actually, then when I moved on to Kingdom Hearts 1, I found the combat kinda boring. I felt like I was just bottom mashing a bunch. It's very likely that it eventually becomes interesting, but it's just going in the JRPG tradition of like starting you out with no options, as if to teach you like the basic mechanics, and then taking a million years before they give you a single other tool that shakes up your strategy at all. Which is a problem I have with the genre. Even games that are like basically Dragon Quest and seem to be, you know, banking on familiarity, for some reason always feel the need to have you be like pressing A at slimes for a million years before they give you any kind of character customization or options or actually make you think. I don't know what's up with that. Like why the games need to have like several hours of uninteresting, unchallenging gameplay. But when it comes to, you know, fiction and stuff, dealing with emotions in kind of simplified, cathartic ways, I definitely feel like that's a valid thing. There are times where you want that. Like really mature, complex stuff, you know, stuff that's considered very adult and clever and high art, is often stuff that you have to be in kind of a very comfortable place in life to enjoy. Like if you're stressed and if you're working a lot, like I've noticed this in my own life, I've had periods where I was working way more than in others. If you're really stressed, if you're really overworked, you probably want to get home in the end of the day and just see something that's, you know, consume media that is more simple and that is kind of more motivational and engaging in simpler ways, and that deals in broader, more cathartic emotions. I've certainly noticed that in myself. So I think it can be kind of unfair and elitist to deal with those things as lesser. And consider stuff that are very complex or very dour as, you know, higher forms of art. Because it's very much like, it's not whether you can enjoy that at any given point. It's not about how mature you are, it's about kind of the place you are in your life, whether you're in a comfortable place where you kind of have the spare mental energy and the comfort level to deal with something that's more, heavier in its own way. Doom guy's costume is actually kind of elaborate. I'll simplify both of their designs, I think. No, I also have to repost Metroid art today. I'm doing it every day until until Dread comes out. Really not my favorite Varia suit. So apparently Dread leaked already, and people are using a Dread spoiler hashtag on Twitter. I don't know if people play it on modded switches or on emulator. I know there are emulators for Switch in development that play different games at different levels. I wouldn't be surprised if Dread's fairly easy to run, seems like a light game. I think the modder games tackle very mature subjects without having the art style behind. Yeah, Mother is very mature, but the art style that in video games is often associated with mature subject matter can be kind of adolescence in its own way. There's that kind of insecurity, or everything needs to be realistic and gritty if we're going to signal that this is a serious mature game. And Mother's not on that. They deal with a very serious thing while still having a lot of levity and sense of humor about it, and using kind of laid-back, cartoony style is very good. I need to get back to Mother 3. Oh yeah, Dread comes out on Friday. Hell yeah. Yep. Being in Brazil, it's really not possible for me to be playing it very soon, but I'll actually get to play it at most a month from now. So I will be, not be getting spoiled for this time. I don't really care about spoilers that much, but I'll still, not. I figured I was just going to watch playthroughs, but turn out I'll be able to play it soon enough, so... Yep. To be fair, these are probably like the easiest shoulder pads to draw, like the least detailed ones, so that helps. I finally downloaded that one app that everybody's been using to like add a 3D kind of pan effect to art. It just kind of uses AI to separate stuff in layers. So I was kind of messing with it. And I have a couple done. So I think I'll post one of those today as the Metroid repost. So there's some more variety to it. Thinking of opening commissions, but I'm so lazy creating a price sheet. Yeah, I had kind of a hard time figuring that stuff out when I started out. And as everybody pointed out to me, I did it way too cheap at first. First day I had commissions open, I got enough orders for a full month. It really wasn't expensive enough. But you know, it was the early pandemic. I really didn't want to charge much. I figured people, you know, were struggling and stuff, and insecure about like unnecessary expenses. But turns out, you know, a lot of people were fine, I guess. So I just upped it gradually a bunch. What's that app called? I saw one person using it. Let me check my phone real quick so I can see it. It's called CapCut altogether. Cap like hat, cut like the HM. Let me just CapCut like this. Now this time I used to live on commissions back in college, but the art style and pricing are very outdated. Yeah, I mean, but filling in the what do you call them? The categories, the tiers with new art should be easy enough. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of trial and error. You can do a bunch of, you know, kind of eyeball the prices and just do a shorter run so you can revise stuff. You never know what demand's going to be. Like at this point, my RPG combo is like $2 cheaper than if you asked for a color bust plus a sketch full body. I think the last one, and it's still like the thing that most people asked for. I think it's because, you know, it has a suggested use, so people look at it and then they think, oh, I have my character that I could get drawn. So you never know what the demand is going to be. You always have to like adjust stuff. So underestimated how many people would want full art as opposed to sketches and stuff. Like I kept making sketches cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and people kept wanting full art. Because I kind of enjoy doing sketches more. I get to, you know, there's more variety, and it feels like I practice more, like I improve more doing a bunch of sketches than one full art piece. I don't know when this really slow version of the overworld theme from Link to the Past plays. But yeah, it's very good. The thing is, just wanna take a few commissions to buy a new guitar. Alright. I mean, most artists say commissions open, I have X amount of slots. That's not really how I do it, but most of them seem to. And maybe it helps, like buy it now, otherwise you're going to lose your chance, you know. So you could do that. Like they put it in their name on Twitter. They keep like commissions open, and then like 1 out of 5. So you know there are 4 more slots for commissions. So you could do that, so you don't get too many. I don't know how they do when it comes to like, you know, tiers. You know, if it's just 5, it could be 5 full arts or 5 sketches. So I don't get how that works. But seems to be like the more common way to do it. Yeah, I was thinking of doing that, but the problem persists. They're so goddamn lazy to make pricing shit yet. I feel like I'm not very good at it, like, despite a lot of people thinking it's kinda the same thing. Graphic design is not my passion. I am actually not that good at it. Like, maybe, you know, I care enough about, like, you know, art and visual composition to like know that I'm not especially good at graphic design. So I usually really hate my ads. I just have to do something. So you know, I keep them simple, just so at least I don't spend a lot of time on something I hate. But I never really feel like they look very good. Me neither, and I'm a graphic designer. Lol. My design sucks though. Yeah. I mean, it's its own thing. You probably know a lot more about it than I do because you've had classes and stuff, but yeah. I'm not great at it. Samus's render in Smash Ultimate is the least helpful one because she has one arm in front of her entire torso, so you can't see the breastplate or the ribs or anything like that. And the arm cannon for Other M is so bad. Why did they make it look like that? It looks like it's made of plastic. It looks like a toy. And they made it short again. Like, where's her arm? The arm doesn't fit inside the cannon. That bothered me since Super Metroid. That's why kids used to assume Samus didn't have one arm, which I would absolutely make the case if I was like redesigning the series. She shouldn't have one arm. It would be way cooler. And would tie the armored and unarmored version more. And really, a problem that a lot of people pointed out about Samus without the suit is that she's pretty generic. And I kind of agree with that. There's not a lot to her. So I feel like, and you know, she already has a tragic backstory with, you know, her planet being destroyed, so you wouldn't need like to come up with a reason for her not having an arm. It kind of goes without saying. I've been really into VR chat since last week, but I can't find a low poly Ocarina of Time link. Does any model work? Have you gone to the model's resource? I think it's called, I guess, the partner site to Sprite's resource. I know they have a model site. I don't really do anything with 3D, so I wouldn't know about, you know, what kind of format you need it on, whether you need someone to have like pre-rigged it or what. But it must be out there just for Gary's mod. I'm sure somebody has a Ocarina of Time link. Really find it kind of generic? Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to it. You know, white lady with blonde hair, blue eyes is pretty frequent like type for characters in like popular media. The tights are kind of like, again, a lot of characters have a similar generic look, like general look. I don't know, I don't think it's very interesting character design. Like, you think about the suit, like there are so many characters in power armor as well, but Samus' power armor is so unique. Like, she doesn't look at all like Doom Guy or like Master Chief or whatever, because like the orange is just this really bold color and the arm cannon is way more iconic than just having a gun, and you know, the giant round shoulders are something really easy to, you know, remember and identify. So I usually think like for game characters, that kind of stuff makes a good design. So they could probably have done a better job with Zero Suit Samus. Like, I don't know if when they made like when they designed the Zero Suit for Zero Mission and had the stealth sequence, if they were thinking, okay, this is going to now be her canon design for everything, because up until that point she just looked different in every game and dressed different. So maybe they weren't thinking that hard about it, because they didn't know it was going to become like relevant and really deeply associated with the series, the way the armor is. But it, I don't know, it feels kind of phoned in. Oh, that's what you meant. Yeah, I thought you were talking about the suit. Yeah, no, the suit's really good in my opinion. Like, but the Zero suit design, like modern suitless Samus, it's kind of generic. Even if you look, you know, like the Nintendo Power one with like the purple hair. So at least it's something, you know. Purple hair is something. But you know, up until then you had, you know, you'd only see her out of the suit in the endings. So it was kind of whatever, you know. Her character design was wearing the suit. The suitless versions were just kind of an Easter egg thing. But when it became kind of more prevalent, post Zero Mission and really post Brawl, then the design becomes kind of lacking. So yeah, they could have done better. But hey, let's see what they did in Dread. I'm assuming they mostly left it. Like, let's see, maybe they'll prove me wrong. But you know, I think Nintendo merchandise is a very big thing, and they probably figured that the current design for Zero Suit Samus has proven itself very merchandisable. I don't know if merchandisable is like a word, but you get what I mean. Yeah, like the Varia suit, I mean, it's the only... Oops, I was already drawing Super Metroid legs, nope. It's really the only like mechanical character design that I'll regularly draw. It's so much harder than like Flash and Fabric and those human things. Everything has to be geometrical and click. Because you know the lines that your hands kinda naturally draw tend to be more flowy. They work for anatomy and for clothes more than they do for mechanical stuff. So you have to be very controlled to draw mech stuff. I mean, some people are, you know, really enjoy it and are more comfortable with it, but at least it's my experience. It feels a lot less natural. So okay, let's flip again. Yeah, I feel like it's looking okay. So we can focus on Doom Guy a little bit. Making checks and corrections while I draw. We are on a tight schedule here. Alrighty. Let's zoom in and let's get me a Doomslayer reference. I don't really have his gun here, but I can look it up here. Good. Okay, I'm not going to fully figure out his pistol. Because that's a bit overcomplicated. Though I really like the pistol design in Doom. Doom 2016, that is. Like the old Doom, it was just a pistol. Gotta make it up here. It's gonna give the general vibe that I'm getting from the pistol. I'm gonna have to adapt his helmet to fit the dirtier art style I wound up going for. Although if I do think it's going to be like super rushed, I can always just post it tomorrow. So I have the references here. Take a good look at this shoulder pad. Hello, what's up? Fedorasaur. I'm not sure if I remember that username. Sorry if you are a recurring viewer, but are you? If not, welcome. I'm a little bit in concentrated mode right now, trying to get this done in the time I have, which is like 20 minutes. Just followed you on Twitter recently. Oh, okay, cool, thanks. What's up? This is a pretty small kind of chill stream where I just kind of listen to video game musics and talk about whatever people want to talk about. Because there's just a handful of regulars that really engage in the chat a lot. The picture's really cute so far, by the way. Lil DOOM guy, thanks. Yeah, I felt like drawing, like I was more excited about DOOM guy costume than about Sora. Sorry. Thanks for the follow. He would have been like, I really don't get like annoyed at all because, you know, whatever, it's just a video game. But this is one of the characters that I would have really liked as a fighter rather than just a costume. There are a lot of characters that I feel, you know, don't necessarily make as good an addition as DOOM guy would. But I guess, you know, it's a Japanese series and it's just not as big a deal over there, I guess. They don't like FPS so much, they don't like Doom so much. It wasn't like as big a part of their gaming history. But in the West, like, it's pretty huge. And there are like no FPS characters, right, in Smash? Which is kind of weird, considering that it has pretty much always been, like since the early 90s, it has pretty consistently been one of the most like relevant game styles, both in single player and in multiplayer. Maybe next Smash, yeah, I think they'll take a long time before they feel like they can, you know, one-up what Ultimate has become at this point. Like the amount of stuff in that game and polish. It's just very hard to top. Like, it's not like, you know, when Smash 64 came out and then Melee is, oh, it's another console generation. The next game is just going to look so objectively better and be capable of so much more technologically that's easy to surpass the previous one. That's kinda gone. New console generations bring basically nothing to the table when it comes to new gameplay possibilities, and graphics are just, you know, higher res with more particles. They're not really like objectively that much better, so it's kind of hard to top a game that had just so much development time put into it. They're going to have to develop the next Smash for 5 years or something on top of this one until they can put something forward that feels in any way like an upgrade. Oof, this Breath of Fire theme is hitting me like a truck in a very good sense. I didn't play the Super Nintendo Breath of Fires, I only played the PlayStation once, and I did really enjoy them, at least as a kid. Again, like maybe nowadays I wouldn't have as much patience for this kind of bottom mashy kind of RPG combat, right? When you're fighting normal enemies, usually you're just spamming attack. But I remember really enjoying the world, liking the soundtrack a lot. The world felt very detailed and lived in, at least for the time. I really like the art style, they look really nice. And I generally like the characters a lot too. But yeah, I never went back to the early Breath of Fires, but they seem about as nice as the PS1 ones. The art style is a huge inspiration for me. The art style is pretty good. Yeah. Also remember, I used to browse Creative Uncut. Is a site where they would just post like official art and concept art and stuff for video games. I used to browse that a lot, and I remember liking the Breath of Fire, you know, going back to the Breath of Fire art from the games that I knew, which is 3 and 4, and also liking like they made a GBA re-release of 2, I think, where they kind of redid the art in the same way that they redid the Link to the Past art when they released that in GBA, and I think those were really good. I really don't get this thing he has in his chest. Why is it so kind of weirdly amorphous? Alright, let's get this done. Still need to color it. It will be really simple flat coloring, but still. We're gonna race against the clock. Then I'll post the Metroid one a little bit later tonight. I already have it on my cell phone, so I can post it from anywhere. Take your time. No, I want to post today. No, it's, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world if I don't, but I was trying to post it today because, you know, same day of the announcement. And later I have to eat something and go over to my girlfriend's. So Like, I don't technically have to do any of those things, but I would rather. So, if I can finish this until the time when I can reasonably eat and go there, then I'll just leave it for tomorrow, but I think I can do it. I'm going to really simplify his legs because he's chibi. I'm going to color it too. Yeah, really simple coloring. Mostly because Doom guy is going to be covered in blood, so I had to have color to communicate that. But otherwise to be like flat colors, so that's relatively fast. Oops. I like drawing these simplified feet. Or this is just kinda half circle tablet kind of thing in front. And then the heel's kind of round and goes into like the body of the feet. I don't exactly know how to describe it, but you guys are looking at it. Sometimes I use it as a sketch, but when I'm drawing it's simple, kind of just like leaving it at that. I think it looks kind of cute. Colors will also kind of mask the roughness of the sketch, I hope. Computer's making a lot of noise. It's not very good. Alrighty, just the arms now. Let's simplify them a lot. Like, this shoulder pad is so complicated. I'm looking at it in the Doom Eternal model. And it's quite something. But it will extremely simplify it here. Are you guys excited for Metroid Dread? Yeah. I mean, it looks really good. And you know, it's nice to have new Metroid. There hasn't actually been a Metroid sequel since Fusion, which is pretty insane. Like the last new Metroid was Other M, and even that was more than 10 years ago, and bad. So you know. I'm hoping they have really found a nice balance with this one. Like, Sakamoto seems to be more involved than he was in Samus Returns, so hopefully it will have his kinda impetus to really change things up every game, which I appreciate. Like, even Other M's really bad, but at least it's not like generic, it's not doing the same thing over and over. But in Other M they gave him way too much control to, you know, write a story, which is not a story writer, and you know, just make it all about his own headcanons for the Metroid series that he had been thinking about, but weren't actually a thing, because the series had never been completely controlled by him either. So it was kind of misguided to just let him do whatever and have nobody look at it and say, hey, I think this might be kind of really stupid. Like making the whole game progression based on the idea of Samus already having full power-ups but not activating them because she wasn't expressly told to. Like, that comes across really weird. Maybe don't do it. This dialogue is extremely clunky and bad. Samus being traumatized, like having a PTSD attack. Looking at Ridley doesn't work as well when in the story it's like the 10th time that she's fighting him since she was a kid and she never had the reaction before. Maybe don't do that. That scene works in a flashback, it doesn't work in modern times. You guys can tell me I'm rushing more and more. Okay, bam, it's done. Actually, that's not the pose I was going for this time. It's more like this. Now I actually have to integrate his helmet a little bit more. Adorable, thanks. Sounds really deserved to have killed Ridley by now, yeah. I mean, she killed him in Super Metroid, unless Dread brings him back, and I'm really hoping it doesn't. Because, you know, in Super Metroid, you tear him into pieces, and then, like 5 minutes later, like you tear him into pieces, he falls into like boiling acid, and 5 minutes later the entire planet he was on explodes. So I don't know how you survived that. Like, Fusion kind of implied that he somehow did, but that's the one continuity thing that Other M made better and not worse, because based on Other M it's pretty clear that the Frozen Ridley was the new the Frozen Ridley in Fusion was the new Ridley from Other M, recreated from the DNA in Samus' suit, and not the original Ridley. which exploded in Zabis. So that's the one thing that that game actually contributes to make the lore less stupid and not more stupid. And here they are. Why is Samus's line work weirdly thicker than Doom Guy's? Because shut up, it is. Adorable. Was Super Metroid your favorite? Yes, Super Metroid was the first game I actually owned myself and continues to be my favorite game. It actually wasn't right away when I was a kid, it wasn't like immediately my favorite game. I was really intrigued by it. It felt like deeper and more real than other games that I had. But it became my favorite fairly quickly. And, you know, I won't say, you know, it is the best game of all time. It's an objective statement. It's just my favorite. I do think it's really, really good. But I've said before, like Hollow Knight is arguably better than Super Metroid. But that's the first Metroidvania game I played that I was like, yeah, I think, you know, Super Metroid is my personal favorite, but I think this one just does the formula better. You could even argue that Zero Mission does the formula better, but I don't happen to think that. Now you have to fight Ridley, a Ridley made of all species, meat and flesh. What? Meat Ridley? Don't necessarily get it, but okay. Yeah, like Ridley just kinda gets overhyped, I guess. Okay, we're going a little bit into overtime for the callers, but it's fine, it's good. We're just doing flat callers, it will be fine. But yeah, I'd say like 50-50 chance release in Dread. But yeah, like all indicators to me seem good for Dread. They're doing different stuff. The specific different stuff that they revealed, which is like the stealth element. And being in a world with stronger enemies, like they can kill you if you fight them directly, and then you have to be stealthy around it. Like, was specifically the one thing that I said I would add to a sequel to Metroid Fusion when I made my theoretical one a few months before the announcement. So clearly, I think that's a good idea. I'm not putting the glowy bits on the cannon, I don't care. Oops. Sorry, not very talkative. We're in serious time now. This orange should be more orange. So hard to use the pen for this. Here you go. What did I do over here? Where is there two? Okay. Kinda forgot to do her foot. I'll do it just with colors. Perfect. Art. Let's get the greenier kinda green for Doom guy. For efficiency's sake, we're doing the bigger colors first. Then we cut through them with the less big ones. What color is this one? Dark gray. Okay. So now we have a flesh color for his arms. I like that they got his arms out again in Doom Eternal. Now they can stop being cowards and give him abs in the next one. Completely nonsensical armor that leaves your abs exposed. They made kind of mechanical abs in this one. They kind of look like abs, but they are really like orangey sectioned armor. But as a cop out. This. Okay, basically. We're almost there. I'm gonna make it lighter for his helmet. Here we go. I'm coloring him so much, later on I'm just going to cover him in blood. Guess I can go for less detail. This and just some blue for the visor. Are we done? I believe we kind of are. Alright. I'll erase this from sketch and I'll make it color. Okay, new layer. Blood. A few years ago, a big Super Mario Metroid drawing that I wasn't very familiar with Samus's design, so I accidentally added some prime elements to Armor Lock and I sent it to you. Right now, I'm on a super rush, so it wouldn't really work. I mean, you can leave it in like my Twitter DMs or something, and I'll look at it when I can, but I can't like currently look at it because I'm already over time. This hand definitely needs to be like fully covered in blood. Trying to make the blood make sense. It's like running down. And I'm just gonna make like his feet like fully soaked in blood. Alright. I think we're done here. This is about what I was going for. Lost a lot of blood, so I'm proud of him. Should I make, since I bothered painting him all the way through, is some other form, like does this look better? I feel we can do like kind of a mix where it looks like this. But I don't like how it interacts with the visor. Specifically, let's try something else. You? No. Kinda like how this one, the visor goes through it. Maybe if I make his visor less light. Okay. Okay, I think this looks pretty good. Just affected the pet patch as well, unfortunately. So here you go. It's okay, I think this is good. I'll remix some colors a little bit, make some a little bit more saturated up here. As well as here. So yeah, file, save as, JPEG. And done. And I'm gonna have to real quick just pop out for today because I'm already on overtime. But yeah, thank you guys so much for dropping by. See you guys next time. Bye.